your American dream?
My final American dream is becoming a citizen, but my American dream I've been achieving here because I dreamed since I was 14 to come to the United States to study, have a job, have a great career here, and I want to contribute to the society here, to the immigrants in the United States.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome everybody, June 16th, 2021. It's a beautiful day outside here in New York City. It's a beautiful day right here in the studio. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, I know it's a beautiful day where you guys are too. What's going on?
It's hump day.
It is. It is. The camels, I hear the camels. They want to come out. Hold back the camels at least a little bit. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. By the way, you guys are looking handsome and beautiful as always. Vanessa, you're missing New York yet. Do you want to move back?
No.
No. You want to go back to Florida? You're a Florida lit girl now.
I think I am. I'm in like 24 hours, so I think it's too soon to say, and I feel a little guilty for saying it.
But you're not missing New York. Yo-Yo, are you ready to move back to California and leave me in New York too? We have to call Yo-Yo back in the meantime. Let's say hello to the squad in the meantime. Nina, God Pickney, squad up, how are you? Denise Johnson, Green, squad up. Pepe Samuel says, I'm not sleeping today. Squad up, Maureen. Let's see who got there first today on YouTube. Westman was third. Charles Okachila, squad up. Dion Reid, squad up. Sasha Ford, how are you? Juscallme, I'm sure she knows why she's watching today. Squad up, how are you? Sasha Ford, Nina got Pickney, Christy Kinsali, squad up. Marcia McCullough, what's going on? Carol, the Top Cat Tigress, how are you? Squad up. Elizabeth Francis, Christy Kinsali, Jewel Delph, Sasha Ford, I said Terry, DeReal Schlamaz, squad up. Joan Ambitious Powell, what's going on? And on YouTube, Juscallme, number 1, Denise Johnson, number 2, Westman, number 3. In the comments, it is not a competition, guys, but it's always good to be first. Shan, squad up. Tally, squad up, how are you? Darsh saying, hello, Brad, can you tell new updates on U visa, recent updates? We talked about it yesterday. The new updates are that they're making bona fide determinations of your U visa in advance when you file, within a few weeks or a month or two of filing. When you get that bona fide determination, they're going to put everybody who gets that bona fide determination into deferred enforced departure status, which allows you to apply for your work permit. Deferred enforced departure status is the same status that people who apply for DACA are in. So you would be in a similar situation to DACA. And that is an executive order by the President of the United States saying they're not going to remove you while you have this application pending, and you will be able to get work permission and a social security number and obviously a driver's license in all 50 states, whatever state you're in. It's not going to allow you for travel, but it's going to give you that ability to at least work while you're waiting for your U visa application to be resolved, which takes, unfortunately, years and years and years. And we talked about that yesterday in much greater detail. You can just go back and watch yesterday's show. Fast forward about 10 minutes into the show. We talked about it. Abraham Asa Pokai saying, hi, Brad, how are you? Vanessa Nesquick Contreras, known as Vanessa, the Sunshine State Contreras now. She is officially a Florida lady, no longer New York. Hasta la vista, Vanessa. Enjoy Florida, but you can always join us every day. I'm a little insulted, but it's okay.
Oh, no.
Tolly. Did you hear that, Yo-Yo? Vanessa said she's here 24 hours and she can't wait to get back to Florida already. Dang. That's a dang. That's like Yo-Yo calling me up next week saying, you know what? I think I'm going back to LA. Really more in LA.
Right. I'm
really more like an LA guy. And I'm gonna say, no, don't do that.
Little trifling.
It's trifling. It's a little trifling what I'm hearing right now. Deion Watson squad up. But most importantly, if you're happy, then I'm happy, in all honesty. So why don't you guys take it away? We got a lot of schmoozing. We got camels who are raring to go.
Let's get it started.
And maybe somebody. I'll announce later why Juscallme is all excited for today.
Absolutely. Okay, so squad, remember we need you guys to share right now because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad, talking headlines and immigration news, including the Biden administration's latest announcements regarding Central American children and survivors of gang violence and domestic abuse applying for asylum in the United States.
And it's Wednesday, squad, so it's time for some hump day stories, including Kate Hudson's newest workout obsession.
And of course, you can always give us a call at our telephone number that's scrolling on the bottom. I got tongue-tied there for a second. 1-800-529-5465, international 212-227-8933. Our lines are open right now, so if you call, I promise you, if you call at this very moment, you will get to speak to me in about 20, 25 minutes right after our hump day and ask me any legal question you want, immigration or whatever, or just say hello. 1-800-529-5465. It's also the telephone number for our office here at Sperm Bernstein, our sponsor, 1-800-529-5465. And later, as I was teasing Juscallme, later in the show, we have squad versus crew. It is hump day. It's a rematch between Juscallme and crew member Mr. Rhymes, a.k.a. Jeremy Goldberg, in a game of Where They From? Musician Edition. So we're going to be quizzing them where some of our favorite singers and songwriters come from. Right now, Squad 4, Crew 5. I'm not bragging or anything, but the crew is winning. Let's see if Juscallme can tie it up. But in the meantime, Yo-Yo and Vanessa,
let's schmooze.
Let's schmooze. So, today, Attorney General Merrick Garland reversed the Trump-era immigration ruling that made it almost impossible for people to seek asylum coming from Central America. A majority of the asylum claims coming from Central America were people who were escaping gang violence and people escaping domestic violence. In 2018, former Attorney General Jeff Sessions overruled the Board of Immigration Appeals and said that somebody fleeing gang violence from Central America, somebody fleeing domestic violence from Central America does not qualify for asylum. To qualify for asylum, the legal argument went, you have to be a member of a social group. Somebody fleeing domestic violence, somebody fleeing gang violence is not a member of a social group, or so the legal reasoning went. Seems to me somebody in a gang and fleeing a gang is a part of a group. And somebody fleeing domestic violence, people have domestic violence groups all over the place. People who are victims, survivors. So it was a very flawed ruling. It was really a ruling to prevent people from winning their asylum claims who were fleeing from Central America. Today, Merrick Garland, the U.S. Attorney General, the actually quite ironic, he was also supposed to be a Supreme Court justice, but was blocked in the last few months of Barack Obama's term. He is now getting, I guess, a bit of revenge on the Republicans. overturning Jeff Sessions' matter of AB. Now, those who are fleeing asylum, who claim they're fleeing domestic violence, who claim they're fleeing from forced gang initiation or violence by gangs, or fleeing gangs that they were forced to be members of, are now able to apply and win their asylum claims. So good job there by Merrick Garland, the U.S. Attorney. Also yesterday, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, the Biden administration said that they're going to expand the number of Central American children eligible to apply for asylum in the United States. It is known as the Central American Minors Program. It began in 2014 during the Obama administration to allow children whose parents were legally in the United States to apply for admission, but the pumpkin stopped it. But now Biden is now putting it back in. A State Department spokesperson said in a statement, the program will go beyond the Obama administration's eligibility limits to consider children whose parents have asylum cases pending in the United States. It was really for unaccompanied children, but now they are expanding it. Did you see what's going on in Europe?
What's going on? No.
There's a big summit between Biden and Putin.
Yes,
high stakes. The first time Biden met Putin, and there was a lot of wondering what Putin would say and do, because prior to this summit, when asked about President Putin, Biden said, well, I think he's a killer. And there was a lot of talk in the news what would happen. You know, I mean, nobody expected Putin to go and kill Biden, but how would he react to being called a killer? Well, they were very cordial with one another. It's more important, I guess, that the United States and Russia have good relations than they like each other. As a matter of fact, at the end of the summit, Putin said he had respect for Biden and vice versa. It was constructive. They came away with positive impressions of each other. Putin said he's a balanced and professional man while talking of Joe Biden, and it's clear that he's very experienced. It seems to me we spoke the same language. So I guess they put the he's a killer behind him. They agreed to have their ambassadors return to the respective countries. Both the United States ambassador from Russia and the Russian ambassador to the United States was pulled several months ago. So they're returning. And eventually, hopefully, they continue to have good relations. Nobody's expecting them to be best friends. But United States and Russia talking is always a good thing. Right? Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. All right. What else is happening? Meanwhile, the House Oversight Committee released email exchanges yesterday that shed some light on the Trump White House's unsuccessful efforts to get the Justice Department to investigate baseless claims of voter fraud. Among the communications was one from Donald Trump's Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, who on January 1st, 6 days before the riots at the Capitol, forwarded to the Justice Department a link from YouTube referencing a video that says that people who live in Italy manipulated the United States election, and the Justice Department should look into this. Can you imagine 6 days before they are now going down to, I found a YouTube video, let's go investigate. Are you freaking kidding me?
Easy.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? I found a YouTube video of somebody saying it was the Italians manipulating the U.S. election. Go investigate.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that's what they were
Let's-
relying on? This is our president of the United States?
Let's just swipe up to that TikTok video we saw and just rush in there and blame anybody. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, former president, Jared, can you find a YouTube video that says I won the election and send it to the Justice Department for investigation? That's basically what happened. So the head of the Justice Department, he was filling in for the Porky Pig. Remember him? Bill Barr? Porky?
Yes.
Okay, so Porky retired early because he didn't want any more nonsense with Trump, obviously, even though he was definitely a guy who was kind of like pushing Trump to keep going and protecting him. But he retired before, all the poop hit him in the face, because I guess he saw this coming. So he left the U.S. Attorney's Office to Acting General Jeffrey Rosen, and he responded to this email of the YouTube link saying, go investigate. We found a YouTube video that says Trump won. We want you to investigate this immediately. He said, now his deputy, what happened is this YouTube link was sent by Mark Meadows, who's Donald Trump's chief of staff, former President Donald Trump's chief of staff, was sent to a gentleman by the name of Richard Donahue, who is the number 2 guy at the Justice Department. And then Acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen responded to Donahue, who forwarded the YouTube link to him saying, yes, adding that he was responding to Richard Donahue's 2 words that on the forwarded email that said pure insanity. Pure insanity. This was our President of the United States.
Not too surprised, though.
Can you imagine? I found a YouTube video. There's a guy dancing on TikTok who says, I won. Let's go find him and see what he has to say.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
What a joke, right? A joke.
Yeah, 2021 problems. 2021 problems.
Or as Justice Department official Richard Donahue said, pure insanity. It really is.
Yeah.
Pure insanity.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a Virginia couple pled guilty in the Capitol riots. First couple to plead guilty. They are facing up to 6 months in jail, $5,000 fine. You want to know why people haven't pled guilty yet? Because the prosecutors are demanding they go to jail. They are not giving them slaps on the wrist. So defense attorneys are holding out for better deals, and it appears they're not getting better deals. And what happens is if you don't have any leverage to get a better deal, the deal gets worse and worse and worse as you get closer and closer to trial. So unless there's some leverage that these defense attorneys have in their back pocket that I'm not aware of, I think the deals are going to get worse and worse, not better and better. And I think that this couple here who pled guilty, Jessica and Joshua Bussell of Bristow, Virginia, those 2 people right there, they pled guilty to 1 misdemeanor charge of picketing and demonstrating in a Capitol building, but were not guaranteed no jail time. A judge can give them up to 6 months in jail. They're expected to get some sort of jail sentence, and this, they say, is going to be a kind of like a template of what's going to happen to others who entered the building but were not violent. This couple entered the building but was not violent. People who are violent, I think, are going to get worse. But I think a lot of people are going to end up in jail.
Good.
Meanwhile, remember the Weasel?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Weasel. He is former President Donald Trump's chief financial officer at the Trump Organization, Alan Weisselberg. Well, according to people who are investigating Trump at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, they say that there is going to be enough evidence presented to the grand jury that the grand jury could indict the Weasel as early as the end of the summer.
Whoa.
So if this guy gets indicted, okay, I invite everybody to go back and watch one of my favorite movies of all time with Robert De Niro and Kevin Costner called The Untouchables. You ever see that movie? And with Sean Connery?
Got it.
What?
You referenced it before.
I love that movie, okay? And Elliot Ness and Robert De Niro is Al Capone. Can't touch this guy. He is a mobster extraordinaire. He skirts the law all the time. And you know how they got him? They got him with the bookkeeper. They got him fudging his taxes. That the book said one thing and the tax return said something else. And they got the bookkeeper to flip on Al Capone. and testify and say what he signed his tax returns was not his true income. This is the same thing.
Exactly what they want.
This is the same thing in real life, although that was real life too in the 1920s during Prohibition in the United States of America. This is the same thing 100 years later. Get the bookkeeper, he's now the chief financial officer, get him to, indict him. You're going to jail for a very long time unless you say that, what's in these books were cooked.
Right.
Yeah,
The books were cooked. I think that's what's going to happen. That's my opinion of what's going to happen. Just watch The Untouchables. The only thing I don't think is going to happen is we're not going to have a situation where Sean Connery comes running down and puts a gun in somebody's throat and threatens him to testify. I don't think they do that anymore. Or maybe they do. But you never know.
I was about to say.
You never know.
You never know.
Right. But Sean Connery's dead, so, they can't bring him back. But we'll see. And finally, in coronavirus news, unfortunately and sadly, 600,000 people have passed in the United States who were infected with the coronavirus. However, Moderna has announced that the federal government has purchased an additional 200 million doses of their vaccine for vaccinating children. Almost a quarter of patients developing long-lasting symptoms, or it's now called long COVID, after they have been infected with the coronavirus. Study found that older patients had a higher chance who have recovered from COVID of developing high cholesterol, while younger patients were more likely to develop gastrointestinal issues. That's trifling.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm on the younger. I'm like right in the middle. I had a bad case of COVID. So am I more higher chance of getting high cholesterol, I wonder, or developing gastrointestinal issues? Not that I have either one at the moment. But if it's gastrointestinal issues, Yo-Yo said he will continue to do the show from Skype. He doesn't want to be in the studio with me.
Don't want to be in the same.
You're like, boss, I'm sorry, you have long COVID and gastrointestinal issues. I'm gonna do the show from my apartment. Continue. You stay right in your studio.
It sounds
bad.
real.
Luckily, so far for me, I mean, I'm making a joke of it, but luckily for me at least. Do you have any long-term symptoms? You had COVID too. Do you feel you have any long-term symptoms that you're aware of?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not aware of anything. Meanwhile, the Food and Drug Administration has authorized to use another batch of vaccine produced at the Johnson & Johnson Troubled Emergent Biosolutions Facility. What the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that was produced in the United States was contaminated with the AstraZeneca vaccine. They were making vaccines at both in one manufacturing facility, both for AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson, and they mixed the two together. They contaminated everything. But anyone who got the Johnson & Johnson shot in the United States, that Johnson & Johnson shot came from a European facility that was only making the Johnson & Johnson shot, so you don't have to worry about it. Where are the camels? Let's get to some camels.
It's camels. Look at the spider.
What?
Hump day.
What'd you say about a spider?
Some lighter news.
Some lighter news. Lighter news. So, Jonathan, you ever hear of this guy, the Sperminator? This guy here. He's known as the Sperminator. He has fathered more than 100 children. His name is Ari Nagel. He has 80 children and 20 more on the way. He's 44 years old. In the past, because of his frequent sperm donations, he has been nicknamed the Sperminator. Now, in May, he provided a life update in an interview with Dr. Oz. In a clip with Dr. Oz shared on Twitter, the pair briefly discussed the 77 children he fathered so far. Do we have this clip? No, we don't have his clip, but I'll tell you what he said. I have 77 children, that's true. But then you look at the 3 women that we just saw on the screen, and they don't have 77 children. For them, it's about having their first child or their second child. So it's not so much, don't focus on me, you're more focused on them who just, they want to have a family. Now, in an interview, I'm not sure where the news is here about the Sperminator. We got to find this out. All right. In an interview, Nagel gave the British Claire Byrne live show in early March. He said 13 women were expecting to birth his children. When asked if he ever, the sperm donations Nagel makes have all been free of charge. When asked if he, who gets the sperm donation, Nagel said he has no vetting process for the women who request his assistance, and he tries to help whoever he asks. So where is the news about him? Is this just that he reached 100?
He's just that guy.
He reached 100.
Packing, locked in and loaded. That's news to me. Like I think it's just the fact that he can even reproduce that many, because one could be a sperm donor and it not click.
Now, the problem is, now I see where the issue is. Okay, there's an issue on a discrepancy on his family size. Okay, so there's 15 women currently pregnant in Alabama, Connecticut, Florida, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Texas, plus 1 in Europe. So he has 84 born, but when Nagel's fathering may sound extreme to people, it's not an official record. So he's claiming he has 100, but he hasn't reached 100 yet. Is that it, Jill? I'm not sure what the news is here.
You don't see news in a man that has 100 kids?
Okay. A man named Lewis in the Netherlands has reportedly fathered 200 children through sperm donations, according to The Guardian. So this guy has the most in the States, but in the Netherlands, there's somebody else. Let's go on to Kate Hudson. By the way, would you ever be a sperminator?
No.
No. No. You don't want any more children than you need?
No. I don't want to have kids out in the world that I don't even know.
But you're helping someone else. You're just like a blood bank, except it's a sperm bank.
Now, Vanessa, did you see this? Kate Hudson is posting a video on Instagram on Wednesday to share some exciting news. The Weight Watchers app has just added sex as an official workout to burn calories.
I could see that being very cardio.
Now the Weight Watchers ambassador, Kate Hudson, said, "Hey guys, I've got some really interesting news that I'm very excited about right now. If anyone needs me, I'm going to be in my bedroom for a good, I'm going to say, hour and 20 minutes if he can handle it." An hour and 20-minute workout having sex, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. You can burn, if you kiss somebody for 1 hour, you burn 68 calories. Okay, if you're making out with tongue, it's 230 calories for a half hour.
Wow.
Having sex, 69 calories on average during a 25-minute session, while men can burn 100 calories. How is it that making out is 230 calories for half an hour, but having sex is only 69 calories for a half hour? That makes no sense. Is that possible?
That don't make no sense.
Unless you're in such a passionate kissing.
Hey.
What? Now, is that how you guys stay fit?
I mean, it's one of the many ways.
One of the many ways.
One could say it's a lifestyle. Yes. One could use the gym.
Okay, but who knows?
Let's just say that I did not need Weight Watchers to tell me how to lose weight, because I was already practicing that way before.
Now, what does that have to say about me who needs to lose 20 pounds? Either I'm eating way too much or not having enough sex. One or the other. God damn it! God damn it! I should be thin, man. I come in a month, you're like, wow, Brad's getting a lot now. Look how thin he is, right?
Summer loving.
Yeah.
best.
Exactly. Excuse me 1 second. I have a little hot here thinking about this. Meanwhile, scientists have discovered that sperm can survive on Mars, Yo-Yo. So if you want to join the show that blasts you off to Mars, your sperm. Remember we talked about that yesterday? There is a reality show to compete to be an astronaut in space. Well, Yo-Yo was a little concerned about his sperm count in space. Well, you don't have to worry. We looked it up. Okay, scientists have discovered sperm survives in space and on Mars. So it's potentially we could go to Mars and start a new colony there. Astronauts. If there was a way that they could figure out how to undo their astronaut suit and not die. How would that happen? Because there's no air. There's no air, right? How would you
build where you can have air, just like spaceships are able to, have humans in there. So maybe build buildings on Mars where, you don't need your space suit. And then when you go out, then you do need your space suit.
I don't know. Well, all I can tell you is Professor Sayaka Wakayama, a scientist at Japan's University of Yamanashi, told the Daily Mail that these discoveries are essential for mankind to progress into the space age. We now know sperm will survive in outer space.
Yeah, and I nominate Yo-Yo to be the sperm master of Mars.
Can you imagine? There's a sperminator on Earth, Yo-Yo, but there is no sperminator yet on Mars. You could be the sperminator on Mars, Yo-Yo.
I nominate.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Meanwhile, Vanessa, would you go this far for a cheating boyfriend?
Oh, boy.
Yes. 2 strangers had a Turkish delight after luring the man they both thought they were dating to Turkey to ditch him at the airport. Yes, Sophie Miller, age 26, had been dating her 34-year-old boyfriend, Adam. We're not going to say his last name, for 8 months. But she didn't know that Kristen Bishop was also dating Adam for 6 months. And Adam had planned to invite Bishop on a trip with him to Turkey, where they would spend 3 days in beautiful Cappadocia, admiring the hot air balloons before journeying through the bazaars of Istanbul. And then 4 days before their beautiful trip to Turkey, she got a call. A call from Sophie Miller saying, I just thought you would know we're both dating the same guy. Now, Bishop at first refused to believe it, but after FaceTiming Miller, who at the time was in Adam's apartment, they figured out, well, how did this woman get into the apartment unless he's dating her? So then they plotted their revenge. Bishop and Miller, a technical sales manager, met up the next day to piece together the web of their relationships. Instead of canceling the early April trip altogether, Bishop went ahead with the 12-hour flight without letting Adam, the cheater, know that Miller also booked a flight to Turkey to confront him in the airport. They confront him in the airport. They got him in the airport in Istanbul. Right there is the picture in the airport. Once at the airport, Bishop received a message from Miller saying, here's where I'm going to be sitting, and the two later met up. As soon as they arrived in the terminal, Bishop confronted Adam, showed him photos of her and Miller together, and told him he's a cheating SOB. And then Miller and Bishop, the two women, went on their trip that Adam planned, and the two of them went on the trip to Cappadocia together, leaving the cheating SOB in the airport.
I'm just mad they had it. Look, I'm not mad. I'm actually glad that they had him fly to Turkey.
And then confront him in the airport at the baggage handling. He's getting the bags, And some other woman, and she's with one of the women, and the other woman comes over and says, "You cheating SOB, I caught you." They both leave him. They go on the trip to Turkey and leave him stranded in the airport in Istanbul.
That's hilarious. That's
Wanted
crazy.
to have your bag and your baggage too, bud.
Yeah. Now, an epilogue to this. Adding insult to injury, the two women were on the same return flight as cheating Adam and sat right behind him in a plane chatting the whole time. And they had pictures of it all.
That is funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
Would you go to that length to confront your cheating boyfriend?
That's really petty. But I would definitely want him to see this for himself. Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't be able to hold it in for 4 days. I'd be on the phone in 10 minutes. Ah!
You would.
The heck, man! And I don't think I would be that nice saying, "What the heck, man?"
Right.
I don't know. The
That's-
building up is probably great.
What?
Just leading up to that moment is
Yeah.
probably great. I don't know. As the only woman at the table here, I'm giggling a little bit. Can I get some backup in the chat? What would the squad do? What would you do? I'm checking YouTube and Facebook.
I think the funniest is the pictures of them on the plane and just guys behind. They're like literally right behind the guy who was the cheater. They're both all on the plane going back.
That's hilarious.
And finally, a TikTok user was left with their eyebrows raised, or TikTok users, excuse me, were left with their eyebrows raised after spotting a raunchy scene in the background of a recent video. The clip shared to the account at the Go House Dublin showed 3 women heading outside in the dark to try their hand at a TikTok dance challenge. Andrea Camilla, Shauna Devat, and Lauren Whelan are seen having some fun spinning around to the music, doing their little challenge. But eagle-eyed viewers were quick to point out in the window behind them, a couple can be seen having quite an intimate moment in bed under the covers.
Oh.
The 3 housemates seem completely oblivious to the couple having sex in the window behind them. They're just doing the TikTok dance challenge. The TikTok video was captioned, "Did we do this right? None of us could swing our heads. Ha ha ha."
Yeah.
Oh, they're swinging behind you.
Yeah, they're swinging their heads behind them. You're doing it perfect. At least behind you, they're doing it perfect. More than 3 million people have liked this video, 156,000 comments. And one person wrote, "You all ain't the only ones dancing in the video." Now, Yo-Yo, this reminds me that I'm going to start answering immigration questions in front of people's windows. Maybe we'll catch somebody having sex. We'll put it up on TikTok. And finally, Bradshaw Live goes viral.
There you go.
We just gotta find somebody having sex in a window, and I'll be like, "Yes, the I-130 form." Did I answer that question right?
Right. That's how we're going to do our gratification hump day edition. We'll talk to the crew.
Yeah. Now, other replies were, "Please say that's not real." LMAO, I didn't realize until the comments. The Go House is a TikTok house set up in Ireland where 10 influencers have moved in together to create content. The social media project was set up by Thomas Arnold and Jake Brown. But now that I realize that they're in a TikTok house,
I think it was.
perhaps it was set up then.
Set up.
I thought this was, they didn't realize, but I think now this is a setup.
I kind of figured it was a setup because you could kind of tell, just me, being an influencer, and I know like what different influencers do just so their videos go viral. You could tell, there's girls dancing in the front and in the back. Of course, they're going to see, it's bright. You can see the window through they would have been able to see it as well. I think it was set up, but it was funny.
I thought it was funny and maybe it wasn't set up, but now that I realize it's a TikTok house, I say set up.
Yeah.
Vanessa. She's smart. She's smart, Vanessa. She knows what's going down. Set up or real?
No, it's definitely a setup now that we're clear on it.
Yeah.
The shades aren't even like there. It's not. There's nothing set up in the windows for it to have been like naturally happening that way. Look, they're wide open, you know?
And who's just having sex with bright lights like that?
You know, maybe we can do something with my OnlyFans page. We could do the Braducation and OnlyFans page with people having sex behind me. Maybe that's something we could do. What do you think? I've got the I-130 form. Oh, there's somebody having sex behind me? I didn't know.
Out of control, Brad. Out of control.
Meanwhile, in today's Braducation, which is on OnlyFans, where I have all of my clothes on, I talk about 3 things you should never post on social media if you are trying to get a visa or United States residency, or even going for your naturalization. Let's watch. My goal is straightforward: to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your Immigration Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. U.S. immigration law is complex and the regulations are constantly changing. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system, know your rights, take advantage of the law, and achieve your American dream. The Department of Homeland Security collects the social media information of not only anyone who is trying to get a visa or United States residency, but even those who are already naturalized United States citizens. From aliases to photos to likes, all of this is collected and stored in your permanent immigration digital files. So social media posts can be used against you in your immigration case. Now, obviously, the first rule of thumb is to use common sense and think before you post for all the world to see. But some posts that can get you in trouble might really surprise you. Number 1, don't post that you're getting a new job. Number 2, do not post that you are looking for work in the United States if you do not have work authorization. 3, do not post questions on how to set up a United States company in order to obtain a visa. The U.S. government can deem this as improper entry. If so, then that person would be in violation of 8 U.S. Code 1325, which states any individual who knowingly establishes a commercial enterprise for the purpose of evading any provision of the immigration laws shall be imprisoned for not more than 5 years. All right, the Camels are back till next Wednesday. Yo-Yo and Vanessa checking the comments, and I'm going to be answering your immigration questions now. Moses, how are you? Moses in Chicago, Illinois. What's going on?
Yes, hello. How are you? This is Moses.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I do have a question. My question is about how much time, does it take to the biometrics, and how much it takes to get, to receive my Social Security card.
You're talking about you filed an adjustment application.
Yeah, I'm filing violence, domestic violence.
Okay, you filed a VAWA adjustment application.
Yeah.
You paid $1,225. You got a receipt notice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chicago was locked down for much longer than other parts of the United States. It all depends on where you are and how well and functioning USCIS is in your particular area. I can tell you, in Chicago, I know they were locked down for much longer periods of time than other parts of the United States. So that they are probably much further behind in scheduling biometrics than in other parts of the United States. Can I tell you exactly when you're going to get a biometric? I have no idea. But I've seen them come as quickly as 3 months, and I've seen them take as much as 7, 8 months, or even 9 months. So unfortunately, it's, the USCIS is still recovering from COVID just like everybody else.
And my follow-on question also is how much also time it takes after the interview Like if I pass the interview and I get approved for it, like how much it takes to receive my green card.
Well, again, it all depends on a particular case and your individual officer. I've seen people get approved on the spot and a green card mailed to them in a week. I've seen immigration officers say you're approved, you'll get a green card, and you never do. I've seen immigration officers say you'll hear from us, and then a week later or a month later or 8 weeks later, you get your green card. I've heard immigration officers say you'll hear from us, and 2 years later you haven't heard. So every case is different. I mean, I can't tell you, yes, you'll have it in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It's impossible for me to tell you.
So it depends on a case.
Correct. Depends on the case, the immigration officer, whether your fingerprints are cleared.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So Moses was calling for exact specific times when things would happen, and unfortunately, I don't know. Nicholas in Kingston, Jamaica. Nicholas.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm here, calling from overseas Jamaica,
Yep.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yep.
Yes, I'm calling to find out if it's possible for me to come back in the state by getting married to a green card holder. I get deported because I tried to get an American passport in 2006.
Okay, so if you made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, that is a permanent bar to ever returning to the United States again, even with waivers. So my guess would be, if in fact they're charging you as false claim of U.S. citizenship, unfortunately that is a no dice, no go to come back ever again. Now, a lot of times you got deported, you were out of status, but they didn't charge you as making false claims to U.S. citizenship, then possibly you can return. So it all depends factually how they're charging you, what the underlying facts of you applying for a U.S. passport. Did you affirmatively claim that you're a U.S. citizen? Did you retract your claim to U.S. citizenship as soon as it was presented to you that you are committing a fraud, or did you continue to do that even after? So it's very, very fact specific. I would need to review your records and see if it's plausible to get a waiver. All right, so hold on 1 second, okay? Let's go to Junior in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Junior. Junior in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. How are you? Junior. Going once for Junior. Going twice for Junior. Junior striking out. Let's go to Anna in Jacksonville, Florida. Anna.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Squad up, everybody.
Squad up. What's going on?
Yes, I need your advice on something, Brad.
Yes.
I wanted for my son. He has been approved. His stuff is at the NVC. However, I've not uploaded the documents because he has a police record with a suspended sentence, so he cannot get a record. I do not know if I should still upload the documents for him to be sent for the interview at the embassy. So
where is this police record?
He's in Jamaica, and it was for a simple larceny, and he got 1 year suspended. The 1 year has passed, but we still have to wait 3 years for it to be cleared. But it's been at the MVC, approved from last year, waiting for the documents to be uploaded.
What do you mean by cleared?
For the record to be removed from his file. He
has a conviction, whether it's removed from his file or not. He pled guilty to something. He was sentenced to a penalty. That is a conviction, whether it's removed or not. And most likely he's going to need a waiver.
Right. So
upload it, get a lawyer, and know your son's going to need a waiver.
Okay.
Even after it's removed in 3 years, it's still a conviction. He needs a waiver.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mandy in New York.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, how are you?
Good. So I received a notice for I-30 from my spouse. Filed me the application, like 3 years ago for the interview notice. But I have also VAWA pending almost 3 years now. And do I have to go to the interview because the letter saying that my spouse name and my name, and I received the letter today in the mail.
All right. So you have an adjustment application that was filed by your spouse and a separate VAWA.
Just the I-130 from my spouse, not I-485.
Why was an I-45 not filed by your spouse when you filed the I-130?
Because the way the lawyer want to get the proof I-130, and then want me to, because I was, I don't have the visa when I came here, so he said I have to go back to the country, so he want to get the proof first, I-130.
Okay, so, and then you subsequently filed an adjustment and a VAWA because you don't need an legal entry. Okay, so all you would do is write a letter to USCIS to withdraw the I-130. They're not interviewing you on the adjustment. The I-130 is irrelevant because your wife is no longer in the picture. You filed a VAWA. Just submit a copy of the receipt for the adjustment and the VAWA, the I-45, the I-130, and bring it with you to USCIS and drop it off and withdraw the I-130 petition saying I have a VAWA filed.
Okay, so I don't. So do they gonna mess up my VAWA case to order the A file from them?
Are they gonna mess it up? It's not gonna mess up,
Like,
but maybe delay. Yeah, mess up. No.
Because they're gonna order the A file for the interview.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, so do I have to just write a letter?
Just write a letter to withdraw it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Let's go to David in White Plains.
Hello.
Hi, David.
Sir. Hi. So I have an approved I-130 through my spouse. I also have a daughter, a U.S. citizen. She's 9 months, and I got denied my green card based on criminal history. It was two DUIs in 2017 and 2018.
Okay, so they said bad moral character.
No, it was a discretionary.
Right. Bad moral character, discretionary denial. Exactly. Because DUI is not inadmissible, but you need good moral character.
Even for a green card application?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm still currently on probation for 5 years, and it's over till 2023.
Okay.
My probation is over, in 2023.
Okay.
So, do I still have a chance to get my green card? I came in with a visa as well.
Yes, you have to prove you're a person of good moral character, and you won't be doing this again. So I would refile again and show all of the good reasons and good character traits that you have, and show that this is behind you, and refile again and prove good moral character. You were denied on a discretionary basis. The discretionary basis is always good moral character.
Yeah, and another question adding on to that, with all the Biden and ICE memos that he's been, instated, that's going to be helpful too down the road.
Yeah, you're not going to get deported because you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse and you don't have deportable offenses. But refile again, and we can help you if you want. So hold on 1 second, okay? Andreen and Patterson. Andreen. Going once. Andreen. Going twice. Andreen, who's been waiting for 45 minutes to speak to me. All right. Snooze, you lose. Massiami in the Bronx.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Brad, I have two questions. I want to know if it is possible to petition for my half brother.
Is he a half brother? Yeah, is he a half brother through your mother or your father?
My father.
Okay. Was your father married to your mother or his mother? Or neither mother?
He wasn't married. It was traditional marriage, so there is no paper to prove that they were married.
The answer is you can file for a half brother, but you have to prove that your father that he's your biological father to you and your biological father to the brother, and you also have to prove that you had a relationship with your father and your brother had a relationship with the same father, between birth and 18.
So to prove that, I have to show like pictures,
Correct.
birth certificate.
Correct.
But the thing is, we have the same. We have a birth certificate, and I don't have any pictures. I don't have anything with my dad and my brother.
Well, do you have a school record to show that he was listed as the father? Was there? Did he ever send money for support? Can you get affidavits from friends and family saying he was a good father? That type of thing.
Yes.
That's what you would do.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So the second question is, I have my sister in Africa, and she's now working, and she has 5 children. So I want to know if I wanted to help her by adoption, like adopting.
You can adopt orphans.
Oh, only orphans.
Right. So you would have to show that there's no father. The sister is destitute. She can't support these children. She has to give them up. She gives them up to an orphanage, to somebody else. I can't raise these children. Get rid of the children. I can't handle them anymore. And then you have to go through an adoption agency to do an orphan petition.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Let's try back Andreen in Patterson. Andreen.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, you?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, I would like to ask a question. I came here 2016 to my kid's dad, and I was in New York. Last year, February 28th, he wanted me out, so he set up an attack. I was attacked and beaten at a house.
Who attacked you? The kid's father?
Yeah, he set up an attack, but I was beaten by the landlord's daughters.
Wait. Your kid's father had the landlord's daughter beat you up?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I had them
Were
arrested.
were you married to him?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. But who was arrested? The landlord's daughter, or this man, or both?
They were the landlord's daughters.
Okay.
They break into the home.
Okay. And did you assist in the investigation? You went to the police and assisted in?
Yes, they were arrested. They were arrested.
And have you applied for a U visa?
Once I was trying, get some information, but I did not go to the extreme of it.
Okay, you should.
Okay.
Especially now because they're giving work permits out.
Okay, then.
All right. I assume you need help with immigration, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So what you would do is you would show you were injured. I assume that you had to go to the hospital, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. So you show an injury. You show you were the victim of a crime. And we get a letter from the police or the district attorney that you assisted in the investigation. We submit it with immigration. They will give you a bona fide determination for sure. You were the victim of a serious assault that injured you. And then you get put in deferred enforced departure status, which means that they can't deport you. And then you can apply for your work permit, all within under a year.
All right. Thank you.
Hold on. Let's go to Sam in Lexington, South Carolina. Sam.
Hey, good evening, Brad. This is Sam here. Hello? Can you hear me?
I do. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
Okay. 2010, my brother has applied a sibling visa. So, and 2014, I got the I-130, I got approved. So currently, I'm in US. Last year, I came to the US on a work permit on H-1B.
Mm-hmm.
So do I need to change my address? So currently, earlier I was given that India address, Bangalore address, but currently I'm in the US. So if there is any communication, so will it?
Yeah,
first they will contact that my brother or me.
You could change your address and say you're in the United States. So they're going to contact your brother, and you can also change your address with the National Visa Center. But I don't know what is the priority dates for F4 for India. I assume you check. Do you know what it is off the top of your head?
2005, I think.
So yeah, I mean, for the you get your mail back in India, but you can definitely change your address. But if the priority dates become current, you can adjust your status here.
Okay, but actually, my son is when I was applying that sibling visa, my son was 4 years old. Because of the long wait, so he's 15 now. So I don't know, he will be aged out or something. Is it anything possible we can?
We don't know yet until the priority date is reached. How long did the I-130 take to get approved?
I said right. I mean, it's like 4 years, 5 years, 2015. I think 15 or 14.
Okay, so you get to add the time the I-130 got approved to your son's 21st birthday. So he won't age out till 24, 25.
Okay.
All right. So I assume he'll still be included.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Susan in Sacramento. Susan in Sacramento.
Hello?
Hi, Susan. How are you?
Hi, I'm okay.
What's going on?
Can I have a private consultation? But what is it is I have a family member that came in.
Wait. You want a private consultation? Because you're on my show live. The world is listening.
I know, but then you said I got to... but anyway, she came in, she overstayed. So can she just say that?
Yes.
Okay, so I can call back at another time to have a private consultation?
Yes, you can. Hold on 1 second. I once had a private consultation with somebody and they said, wait a second, am I on the air right now? And I'm like, no, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, man. It's private, one-on-one. They got terrified that all of a sudden they were going on the air. Susan's calling me from Sacramento. She wants a private consultation. We're live right now. Just call, when you call the number, say you want private. You don't need to come on the show. Let's go to Waleed in Indianapolis, Indiana. Waleed. 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 I don't know what is it today that nobody's listening to their phone. Waleed.
Yes, I am here. Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much.
What's going on?
Yes, Mr. Bragg, thank you very much for reaching out to me. I got married in Indianapolis with the citizen. I used to have TPS when I was in New York City.
You got married in Indianapolis to a U.S. citizen. What happened in New York City?
I used to have TPS, temporary protection, New York City, my case.
Used to have.
So
you used to have what in New York City? TPS.
TPS.
Got
thank
it.
you so much.
Okay, thank you. Where are you from?
Yes. I am from original Algeria, north of Africa.
Got it. Okay. How did you come to the United States of America?
I come by visa when I was in Italy. I flew by visa to United States 1998.
Ah, you sound Italian, but you're from Algeria. Now I get the whole thing. Okay.
Yes.
So now you're in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, I applied for asylum. I have no clue that time, but I filed it after 1 year. So they did not accept my fully asylum. They accept only half, so I got TBS. Anyway, long story short, I came to Indianapolis. I got married with citizen. I went to immigration. I'm done. They approved my case. So they told me, you have TBS. You have 2 cases. Can you close the case in New York City? So my lawyer here, she sent the letters to the case, and the judge right there, she refused to close my case. The reason is she said like Walid has a lot of tickets and he don't obey law. He look like he's not a good person.
All right. So you have an asylum. You had an asylum case. Were you ordered removed? Were you trying to make a motion to reopen your case?
Yes.
Is that what you were trying to do? And the judge refused to reopen the case, even though you're married and have TPS?
Yes.
Okay. Did you try to do it as a joint motion with the trial attorney's office in New York?
No. What you mean a motion? Like what you mean? Because
I don't know what you're talking. I'm not sure if you have a pending removal case or you were ordered removed and trying to make a motion to reopen. So I'm not sure procedurally where you're at.
No, I have like TBS without removal. Like my case is without removal.
So you had administrative closure.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have administrative closure and your lawyer tried to terminate your proceedings and the judge said no, then you have to adjust your status before the judge. It's one of 3. It's one of 3. I don't know because I got to look at the records, but it's 1 of 3.
I have TPS. I have
I
temporary
realize you got TPS. I got it. I understand. You have temporary protected status.
I used to drive taxi, so I got
Wonderful.
TPS.
I understand you have TPS. That doesn't tell me where you left it with the judge. Because people could have TPS who've been ordered deported. People could have TPS who have a pending removal. People could have TPS who were never in removal. It doesn't tell me where you left it with a judge. So I would need to look at your records, but it's depending on what it is. If you were ordered removed and you try to make a motion to reopen, then you got to do it as a joint motion with the trial attorneys. If your case was, quote, administratively closed, they didn't finish your deportation case because they granted you TPS and your lawyer asked the judge to terminate your removal so that you can adjust in Indianapolis, and the judge said no, well, then you got to request a master calendar back before the judge and do the adjustment before the judge. So I'm not sure where you're at. I can help you. I just got to figure out where you're at. So hold on one second. Let's go to Ishar in Detroit.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I have a quick question.
Yes.
So 2013, 2014, I was a J1 visa holder. Both the visa and the DS-19 says that it's subject to 212E.
You have a two-year home residence
requirement. I left the country after my program ended, and I came back as an F1 student.
How long were you out? How long?
Between 2014 and 2019.
How long were you? Stop. Stop. If I'm asking a question so I can help you, don't keep talking.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
All right. So going back, you had a J visa. You had a 2-year home residence requirement. How long were you home before you came back on the student visa?
About 4 months.
Okay. Have you left the United States at any time between 2014 and 2019?
Yes,
For
and
how long?
everything totals up to 5 months total.
5 months plus the 4 months, or just 4 months plus 1 month equaling 5?
Yeah.
Which one?
4 months plus 1 equals 5.
Okay, fine. So you've been out a total of 5 months. And now your student visa is up.
I fell out of status. But I filed for reinstatement.
Okay.
And next week I have a fingerprint appointment.
Okay. So your question is what to me?
My question is, I got married in 2019 to a U.S. citizen, and we haven't applied for adjustment or
Why would you have not done an adjustment?
waiver.
Why would you have not done an adjustment? Why would you reinstate to go back to be a student?
Because we consulted the lawyer, and he said we need to apply for a waiver before adjusting the status.
Okay. You need to apply. Okay. So the answer is yes, but again, why are you going back to being a student visa? I don't understand. So there's three ways that you can deal with this. One way is you go back to Jamaica for...
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question. What is your question?
Just 1 second. So May 28th, I got into a fight with my husband, and he hit me, and there was a police report, and he got arrested, and now I have a court date in July.
Okay.
For domestic violence.
You have a court date, or he has a court date?
We both. I'm a witness. He has a court date in July for domestic violence.
All right. And I assume you don't want to be with him anymore.
No. And my question is, if I filed VAWA concurrently with the adjustment of status, will I be barred from adjusting my status based on the 212E?
Yes. But there's solutions for you. Okay? And the solution is, and this goes with getting married and doing it as a regular marriage case. This goes with a VAWA, and I'm sorry to hear that all of this happened. when you have a 2-year home residence requirement, the 212E, based on a J1, the first thing you got to look at is a lot of times they screw up and they say you're 212E when you're not. So has anybody ever looked at the skills list? The reason why you have a 2-year home residence requirement is because the U.S. government is saying you're on a skills list of people that is in short supply in your particular home country. So the first thing to do is look at what did you come here to do, what was your program, and is that really on the skills list? Okay? Assuming it is,
okay,
because a lot of times it's not, and then we just file the adjustment and prove it wasn't. But assuming it is, then there's 3 ways in which you can get rid of that 2-year home residence requirement. One way is you can request a no objection letter. If you're getting the no objection letter, just like your lawyer said, you need to get that first before you file the adjustment application, which takes a long time.
Okay.
Second way is you can file an adjustment directly with a hardship waiver. There would be, on a VAWA case, the hardships to you. On a regular adjustment, the hardships to your spouse. So in this particular case, what I would do is I would simultaneously request a no objection letter, which would take about a year or longer, with your VAWA case adjustment, file the VAWA adjustment with a hardship waiver to you. Obviously, you qualify for VAWA. You were physically abused, and it was a real relationship. The police came and found your husband living there in your home and arrested him. So you file a hardship waiver. There would be a hardship to you if you had to return to Jamaica to satisfy that 2-year home residence requirement. At this point, 18 months or 17 months or whatever it is. If your hardship waiver is approved, great, you get your green card. If not, it's 2 years down the line. By then you have your no objection letter, and then you just substitute and like, oh, I have the no objection letter. You're denying my hardship waiver, here's the no objection letter. Let's complete the case. So that's how I handle it. I don't handle it and wait for waivers and then have you go back and apply for student visas. It's ridiculous. File an adjustment with a hardship waiver, do the no objection letter simultaneously, and you have 2 waivers going.
Okay, so now I send the I-360, the I-485, and the I-765 simultaneously?
With a waiver application.
With the waiver application.
Right. You're going to need help. Hold on one second. Yes.
I-612 with them.
Correct. Based on hardship to you. Hold on one second.
Oh.
Let's go to Samin in Queens.
Hello, Brad.
Hi,
how are
Samin.
you?
How are you?
Good. Thank you. I have a question that the first one is, I filed more. I was good. I get the green card by marriage, and we've been divorced already. And I complete the 5 years, and I filed N400 last year on November.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if you can guide me through that. How long is it going to take the process to receive the entry letter?
How long will it take for you to become a citizen? Is that your question?
No, to receive the entry letter.
What's an entry letter? I don't know what an entry letter is. What are you talking about?
Not entry, interview.
Oh, interview letter.
Yes.
They're actually, I'm told they're coming pretty fast these days. I was telling people 9 to 12 months, but I'm told from my office recently that they're coming in faster.
So hopefully accepting, like, if I file on November.
Hopefully soon,
hopefully
yeah, hopefully over the summer.
Also, they send me back they send me one letter once I apply. They say you don't have to come for the fingerprint.
Yes, because
you're
your
old one.
Right. Anyone who they have their old fingerprints that haven't been corrupted, they're using the old ones. You don't have to come back again.
So when
because
I come back
it only makes sense. Your fingerprints don't change.
Maybe you remember last year when I came back from Pakistan. So they always take me my secondary inspection. Sometimes fingerprint doesn't match or something, but they still let me go. Why is like that?
Because you're on a watch list for some reason.
Oh, okay. The second question is that also I filed for my 3 children in Pakistan as a green card holder. The I-130 has been approved. Then it will go to the National Visa Center. They approved already last year, and now it's sitting in NVC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So I called them.
the NVC does that to everybody from Pakistan. You know, when you file for your family in Pakistan, it gets there's a black hole in the National Visa Center.
It has been approved by the NVC as well.
Okay, great.
So
But it ends up in a black hole somewhere. I mean, it's so hard to get appointments out of Pakistan these days.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's just they purposely delay Pakistan.
Okay, so.
But if your children are under 21, they should be getting appointments immediately.
When the day I filed, both three of them under 21, but now the two of them, one of them he go over 21, and the second one is going to be over 21 next year.
Well, if you completed the biographic data, the DS forms, before they reach 21, then they should still remain under 21 for immigration purposes.
Okay. DS20 you say, which is the
DS230, yeah.
And NVC?
Yep.
Oh.
We can help you if you want. I mean, the reality is I don't know whether they're under the Child Status Protection Act, but that's the general rule. Okay, so if you paid the fees, you submitted your biographic data, they're under 21, they stay under 21 because the priority dates were current all this time.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So maybe I'll make an appointment with you, and then I'll come just to guide me through. And one more thing before we hang up, do you think, just guide me, should I travel? Because I have to go, my brother, he just got
Yeah, go travel. I'm sorry about your brother, but yeah, go travel.
Something came back from my interview for my N400.
So you come back. Then you come back. They're not going to tell you to come back tomorrow. They'll give you a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you transfer me to the lady?
Yeah, hold on.
I can make the appointment.
Yeah, hold on. All right. Rito in Anchorage, Alaska. Rito.
Hi, sir. How are you?
How are you?
Good, sir. So my EAD and the travel permit renewal, I just filed this month. It's around like 170 days to expire. I have heard for the travel permit, I need to wait 120 days, or is it okay for the renewal combo card within my card about to expire in 170 days?
I don't understand your question. You're saying your work permit is extended for the 179 days. Your advance parole, you need an actual document. They don't extend that automatically. So is that your question?
I sent it for the renewal. I was wondering, and after sending that, I realized that for the travel permit, I need to wait 120 till it should be 120 days for the renewal.
You're giving me a statement.
No,
you have a pending adjustment, and you filed to renew your work permit and advance parole. Your work permit gets extended 179 days automatically. Your advance parole, you need the advance parole document. If you need to travel on a more of an emergency basis, you have to make an InfoPass appointment, go down to USCIS in Anchorage, bring proof of what you need the emergency, and they'll give you hopefully the advance parole faster.
No, my question is, I know that, but my question is, I'm doing renewal, okay? So, but my combo card about to expire in 6 months, okay? My combo card.
Why are you doing renewal 6 months in advance? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I was because it's taking long time.
I know, but you do it 4 months in advance. Don't do it 6 months.
But I already did it. I will travel for that.
Will you what?
So I already sent the
What is your question, sir? Just tell me in one sentence your question, because we're now talking 2 minutes. I still don't understand one word you're saying.
So my question is it okay if I send the combo card renewal?
No, I said it's too early at 6 months, 4 months before.
Okay, got
That's
it.
my answer to you.
Can I go to travel with my advance payroll for like 40 days?
You can. You're taking a risk when you come back into the airport that they said that it was not a short, brief, innocent trip abroad. I think 30 days or less is a short, innocent trip abroad. I think after that, you always can run a risk, but for the most part, I think they would still let you in at 40 days. I always advise everybody 30 or less.
Okay. So if they deny my entry, I can do
Yeah, you argue, but you go before an immigration judge and you argue it was a short, brief, innocent trip. They're crazy.
Mhm. All right. And my adjustment of status, my interview has been done, but I'm still waiting for the decision. So when I traveling abroad, if they deny my case, I can't get back in.
You'll be allowed back in.
I'm sorry?
You'll be allowed back in. Don't worry.
Okay.
You fight it out before the
now
judge.
USCIS
You asked me 50 million questions. Have a consultation. Hold on. Putting me to sleep with all your questions. Frank in Nashville. Frank, what's going on?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Frank right here. So I have a case I came here with the F1 visa.
Yes.
So 2009, so later on, so it didn't work out. So I applied for the asylum. It didn't work out. I got a deportation later, but 2 years later, I married my wife. So, and when we end up like 4 years ago, we have it's not a fight. I went to to the hospital because she attacked me with something.
Wait. So you got ordered deported, you got married, and what happened?
A year later.
What happened a year later after you got married? I lost track of your story after that.
No, in 2017, it didn't work out like it's supposed to. Actually, she called the police, and the police came. She attacked me the police was there, so.
So she got arrested or you got arrested? Who got arrested?
She got arrested.
Okay. So now you have a VAWA case.
Yes, I applied like August 18.
So you have a VAWA case and you have an order of deportation.
Yes.
Okay. What happened with the VAWA case?
I haven't received anything yet, so.
Okay. So your question is what? What you should do?
Yes.
Okay. When did you file the VAWA?
August 18th.
August 18th? I would file an adjustment also and then start thinking about filing a motion to reopen your case.
Okay. Can I get your number?
Yeah. It's the number you just called. Hold on. All right. Woo. I have patience tonight. Or maybe my patience is low. I'm not sure. By the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you could always follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. You follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. You could drop me a DM. Sometimes it takes me a day or two, but I do get back to you. I promise you. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You follow us at Brad Show Live. You can't handle 2 hours of us. Sometimes I can't handle 2 hours of myself. So I don't know how you guys could handle it, but you want to handle 30 seconds of me and Yo-Yo and Vanessa at Brad Show Live on Instagram. And our fastest growing social media platform, TikTok, at Brad Show Live. Follow us on TikTok for all of our best speed rounds. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, what do you guys got?
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
And later in the show, squad member Joelle-Ann Reid, who I call Juscallme, and show crew member Mr. Rhymes, who I call Jeremy Goldberg, but his real name is Mr. Rhymes, will compete in a game of Where Are They From? Musician Edition. We're going to find out some of our favorite musicians, where they're from, and who will win in the next round of Squad versus Crew.
And now we're about to see her compete in a new game of Squad versus Crew. But first, we're going to learn a little bit about Brad Squad member Joelle-Ann Reid, aka Juscallme, in a Brad Show Spotlight. Check it out.
Vanessa Contreras here, and we like to get to know our squad members. So in today's Brad Show Live Squad Close-Up, we get to meet Brad Show Live fan Joelle-Ann Reid, aka Just Call Me Joelle, or like Uncle Brad likes to call her or have named her, Juscallme. How are you, girl?
Hey, I'm fine, Vanessa. How are you?
I am great. I'm so happy that we get to do the spotlight moment to get to know you a little bit better outside of the comment box. So, Juscallme, where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Jamaica. I was born in Kingston and I grew up in St. Catherine, Portmore.
And when did you come to the U.S.?
I came to the U.S.
in July 2014.
Why did you move to the US?
An opportunity arose and I took it.
An opportunist. I love that. So in your hopes of being out here for this opportunity, how did you come across Bradshaw Live or Spar and Bernstein?
So one day I was in a taxi and I heard Brad on the radio. I was listening to it. I heard a call came in and then I realized it was an immigration show. And I asked the driver what station it was and I immediately downloaded it on my phone. And since then, I've been listening to him since he got off the radio and he was on Facebook.
Oh, wow. You've been with Uncle Brad for some time now. Isn't it so great to have just stumbled across such a great show? And we're so happy to have you as a Brad Squad VIP. Now, did you come to the U.S. on a visa?
Yes, I did. I came on a B1, B2.
What do you love most about your home country?
The food, the people.
Where have you found comfort here in the U.S.? What do you love about the U.S.?
Well, I have a lot of family here, so it's like a home away from home. And then I have my kids here. They were born in 2016.
You formed your own family here in the States. Since you have your children, what is your favorite part about being a stay-at-home mom?
As much as they are troublesome in their own way, I wouldn't have it any other way than to have them with me.
I grew up with a stay-at-home mom, and one thing that I loved about that was how much culture I grew up with. I was able to have that sense of the islands at home, even though once I stepped outside the door, I was still in the US, but that beautiful culture, there's nothing like it right from home.
I just cook Jamaican food, so that's all they know, unless they go outside and they see the yellow arch. I don't want to call a name because they're listening. If they see the yellow arch, then that's different, but they don't always get it. But they are Jamaican blood. They were born here, but they're Jamaican blood.
It was so great getting to know you, Joelle-Ann Reid. Thank you so much for being such a loyal follower of Bradshaw Live, and we love having you on our squad.
All right, a little bit about Juscallme, but let's do social media check-in.
All right, our first question comes from Brad Squad VIP member John Adel, and he's asking, is USCIS going to stop accepting VAWA applications anytime soon?
No.
John Adel, another Brad Squad VIP
We just
member.
asked that one.
He has another one.
Oh, he has two. He has two from the same person. Yeah. Okay.
Can I apply for FAFSA with prima facie?
Can I apply for what?
FAFSA with prima facie, free application for federal student aid.
You cannot get student aid with a prima facie.
Okay, Sachet Kens, another VIP member. After a CR1 visa has been expedited at NVC to the embassy, how long will it take to get an interview if the case has been expedited because of emergency issues? And can I still get denied at the interview?
You can still be denied. Call the embassy. I have no idea how long they're going to take to expedite.
Sasha Eva Bless Laidlaw, a Brad Squad VIP member. My case for a child over 21 is at NVC. The last time we heard something was last year in October, and the petitioner was the one who inquired. What should we do about the fact that we haven't sent an email or anything, that we haven't been sent an email?
It depends what your priority date is. If you've completed all the paperwork and your priority date is current, I would be calling back to National Visa Center and saying, hey, what's going on? If your priority date is not current, then there's nothing to do. Just wait it out.
Okay, last VIP member question, John again saying, can I travel with a valid advance parole while my advance parole renewal is pending? My adjustment of status is based on the VAWA.
Yes.
Rolls Royce on YouTube. If my petitioner is filing for me at the NVC and doesn't have 3 years of taxes, what can they do instead?
Get a second affidavit of support.
Okay, Abraham Asapokahi on YouTube. How long do I have to wait after a Stokes interview to get a response? If a significant time goes by and I don't hear anything, what happens next?
Well, if a significant, the longer it takes to get a decision, the more likely it is you're going to be denied, because it's very easy to send an approval letter because that's just cut and paste. You're approved. For a denial, they have to give you specific factual reasons why they're denying you. So generally speaking, unfortunately, the longer it takes, the more likely it is that things aren't going good. That doesn't mean you won't get approved. I'm just playing the odds here with you. If it's been over a year and you still haven't heard anything, it's mandamus time.
Aaron Asan Sr. on YouTube. Can my dad's close friend who is a U.S. citizen but not my relative file a petition on my behalf for me to apply for an immigration visa in my country?
There is no close friend applications.
Hey, T on YouTube. Is it possible to request my file from USCIS after a green card interview was denied? And how long does it take to get the file from USCIS?
It takes months and months and months. It's called a FOIA, and the answer is yes, Freedom of Information Act request.
Danny K on YouTube. Can a U.S. citizen child not yet 21 years old file for their mother who is outside of the U.S. with a co-sponsor, grandparents?
No, you need to be 21.
Sugar Plum on Facebook. I did my marriage green card interview 8 months ago in New York, and everything went well. I'm still awaiting a decision. I called USCIS and was told I'm still in normal processing time. Can I travel to Jamaica for 1 week using my advanced parole? Since I already did my interview?
Absolutely. Use your advanced parole.
Layla Smith on YouTube. I'm an LPR. I applied for my son who is under 21. He had an interview at the consulate in Morocco on March 30th. Officer handed
You're breaking up. Whoa, stop. You're breaking up, so you froze. I didn't hear the whole question.
Okay, so
you're still frozen. I don't hear it.
Okay.
Let me try.
Yeah, try, Jonathan. Yeah.
I'll do it. Layla Smith on YouTube. I'm an LPR. I applied for my son who's under 21. He had an interview at the consulate in Morocco on 3/30/21, and the officer handed him a 221G. I'm worried my son will turn 21 before the visa gets approved. What should I do?
He should be under the Child Status Protection Act, so don't worry.
Sophia Johnson on YouTube. My daughter petitioned for me on June 14th of 2018. I'm still waiting for an interview. Can anything be done?
If June 14th, 2018, you haven't gotten an interview?
Nope.
And that's for an adjustment of status, you should be filing a mandamus.
Shelly on YouTube. I brought my daughter here from Canada at age 14. She has no proof of entry. She currently is 25 and in college. Is there something I can do for her? I recently got married for my entrance.
No, you can't do anything for her until you get a green card, and then perhaps you can file for her. She's 25 now, so she missed DACA because she had to be here before 2007, and she came when she was 14, so that only makes her 9 years ago. She would need a consultation to figure out how we can help her.
Ma Meng Eliza on YouTube. I'm an overstay from the Philippines and my cousin wants to help me. Is that even possible for any kind of petition?
There's no cousin petition, unfortunately.
Flavor to Life on YouTube. If I-140 downgrade is pending and date becomes current, what will happen with the green card approval if the dates get retrogressed by the time the I-140 got approved?
If the visa's retrogressed, that means you're back to waiting.
Fotini Park on YouTube. My I-765 was approved yesterday, but my I-131 is not approved yet, but I filed them together. Why is my I-131 not approved?
I don't know. I'm not USCIS.
Olivia Calderon, La Voz de Diamante on YouTube. If you applied for residency during President Reagan's amnesty in 80s, but returned to Mexico before completing the process, is it canceled?
Yes.
Stacy Baldy on YouTube. I filed for my daughter in 2021. She was over 21, but she is on a school visa for 5 years. It will be up next year, but is there any way where she can stay here without going back home?
She would need a consultation. We'll have to figure out, maybe she wants to go back to school. Maybe we can change her to a different visa. Maybe she's getting optional practical training. Let's see what her options are.
Okay, like Kitty on YouTube, I applied for VAWA. My son didn't get his biometrics with us. He's 10 years old. Should he go?
No, because you don't do biometrics under 12.
Proud Mom on YouTube, how do I explain the fact that I omitted my citations during the N400 interview? Should I claim that I didn't know traffic citations should be mentioned, or should I say that I forgot? It's both.
Tell the truth.
Heine Gregory on YouTube. I'm a 90 days fiance applicant living in California. I've been waiting for almost 3 years now. What can I do to speed up the process?
What is he in California?
A 90-day fiance applicant.
If it's 3 years, okay, so 90-day fiance applicant, you got married, you filed an adjustment 3 years ago, and you're still waiting? Mandamus.
Edwin Anayeku on YouTube, after getting my green card, how long should I wait before filing for my children?
The next day. 2 more.
Hans on YouTube, I applied for VAWA in August 2018. Last year, they requested more proof, and I sent it to them, but since then, nothing. What should I do?
Let's see what the proof is that was the problem, and if you have an approvable case, file a mandamus. Mandamus is, if there's a delay, that's the answer. Mandamus, you need a lawyer to do it. But before you do it, let's make sure you have an approvable case.
Latoya Henry on YouTube, after filing adjustment of status and receiving my I-797, how long again is the wait before I hear anything else from immigration?
What did she file?
She filed, after filing adjustment of status and receiving my I-797.
Oh, you gotta take a biometric, you gotta get your work permit and an interview. It could be anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, you know, so it depends on your case and where you are and how fast they're processing in your particular area. So today, guys, it's Juscallme versus Jay Rhymes, aka Mr. Rhymes, in a new squad versus crew rematch. Where are they from? Musician edition. Where some of our favorite musical performers are originally from. We're going to ask Juscallme and Jay Rhymes to compete. Right now, the score is Squad 4, Crew 5, but we don't really keep track, but we really do, and we're winning. Let's see if Juscallme can tie it up between the crew and the squad. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, Vanessa Contreras here with a Squatty versus Crew rematch. Joelle-Ann Reid, aka Just Call Me Joelle, aka Juscallme, and Brad Show team member Jeremy Goldberg, aka Jay Rhymes. What's going on, guys? How y'all feeling?
We're good.
Nervous. Joelle Reid is ready to go. And you over there, Jay Rhymes, you got your campaign shirt on? Are you rooting for something?
Just getting ready for Groundhog Stan's presidential run. 8 years. I'm getting ourselves ready to get, you know, in the top spot of president of the United States of America. And Groundhog Stan's going to be the best contender. I tell you that.
Oh, I believe it. So it's another battle of Jay versus Jay.
Versus.
We all know music helps to make the world go round. And at this year's Grammys, music artists from all around the world were celebrated. So in honor of these talents who come from all over the globe, today we are going to play Where Are They From? Musician Edition. You each have paper and pen to write down your answers, right? You guys have paper and pen. Then when I count to 3, you'll hold up your paper and show us what you guessed. And of course, everyone watching should play along. Okay, so good luck to you both. And here we go. So our first artist is Bad Bunny. Where is Bad Bunny originally from? Is he from A, Puerto Rico, B, Haiti, C, the Dominican Republic, or D, Jamaica? Alrighty, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what y'all got. Oof. Okay. And Jeremy gets this one. Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny, whose birth name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, is a rapper, singer, and songwriter from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico. He gained popularity on SoundCloud and was signed to a record label while working in a supermarket as a bagger. Following the release of his breakthrough single Soy Peor in 2016, he rose to stardom after collaborating with Cardi B and Drake on singles like I Like It Like That and Mia, which charted on the US Billboard Hot 100 at number 1 and number 3. So, next artist, her. Is she A, from the Philippines, B, Indonesia, C, Britain, or D, from the United States? All right, so 1, 2, 3. Yes, Jeremy, you got it. D. Her is from the United States. Okay, go ahead and get it. Gabriella Sarmiento Williams, best known professionally as HER, her, having everything revealed is what it stands for, is American. She was born in Vallejo, California, to a Filipino mother and an African-American father. The singer-songwriter debuted as Her in 2016, releasing the EP Her Volume 1. She then released 4 additional EPs in 2017 and 2018, and her first compilation album. In 2019, Her was nominated for 5 Grammy Awards, winning Best R&B Performance and Best R&B Album. Her also won the Best Original Song at the 2021 Academy Awards for Fight For You from the film Judas and the Black Messiah. Okay, our next artist, Justin Bieber. Is he from A, Australia, B, Ireland, C, Canada, or D, Iceland? Okay, guys, so 3, 2, 1. Let's see your answers. Oh, yes, this is a tie. You both get a point for this one. So yes, the answer is C, Canada. In 2010, at 16 years old, Bieber released his debut studio album, My World 2.0, at the top of the US Billboard 200, making him the youngest solo male act to top the chart in 47 years. Time magazine named Bieber one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2011. He was included on Forbes' list of the top 10 most powerful celebrities in the world in 2011, 2012, and 2013. In 2016, Bieber became the first artist from Vivo to surpass 10 billion total video views. So our next artist is Wizkid. Is he from A, Cote d'Ivoire, B, Mali, C, Nigeria, or D, from Chad? Okay, let's see what you got. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you're both wrong. You are both wrong. Wizkid is from Nigeria. So Wizkid is the most decorated Nigerian artist ever and one of the most revolutionary Afro-pop artists of the modern era. Wizkid is presently the most streamed Nigerian artist of all time on Spotify, with a total of more than 3.4 billion streams across all credits. Wizkid won the Best Music Video at the Grammys for his song with Beyonce, Brown Skin Girl from The Lion King, the Gift album. Here goes my next question to you guys. Where is Meg Thee Stallion originally from? Is she from A, the United States, B, Trinidad and Tobago, C, from Turkey, or D, Estonia? Okay. So in 3, 2, 1. And this one goes to Joelle-Reid. You got this one. Yes, there you go, girl. So Megan Javon Ruth Pete, known professionally as Megan Thee Stallion, is a rapper, singer, and songwriter originally from Houston, Texas. She first garnered attention when videos of her freestyle became popular on social media platforms such as Instagram. In 2018, Megan became the first female rapper to ever sign with the label 300 Entertainment since it began in 2012. Her single Savage, featuring Beyonce, and her feature on Cardi B's single WAP, both released in 2020, each reached #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart with WAP and #1 in several other countries. Our next artist is Harry Styles. Is he from A, the UK, B, France, C, Germany, or D, Italy? All right, so in 3, 2, 1, let's see what y'all got. Yes, great job. He is from A, the United Kingdom. You both get that point. Phenomenal. Harry Styles' music career began in 2010 as a solo artist on the British music competition series, The X Factor. Following his elimination on the show, he was brought back to join the boy band One Direction, which went on to become one of the best-selling boy bands of all time. Styles released his self-titled debut solo album in 2017, which debuted at #1 in the UK and the US and became one of the world's top 10 best-selling albums of the year. Styles' second album, Fine Line, debuted at the top of the US 200 in 2019 and was listed as Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time in 2020. You guys ready? Is BTS originally from A, Japan, B, Thailand, C, Singapore, or D, Korea? Ready? Do you guys have your answers written down? So 3, 2, 1. Wow, very awesome. Yes, you both got it. They are from Korea. Phenomenal. So, if you know, BTS is a K-pop band, and this question would have been easy. K-pop stands for Korean popular music or Korean pop. It hails from South Korea and mixes a variety of genres such as hip-hop, electric hip-hop, rock, and R&B. As of 2019, BTS is purportedly worth more than the US gives in $4.65 billion to South Korea's economy each year, or a 0.3% of the country's gross domestic product. All right, squad, so this one is for 2 points, and we really want to get this one right. We have Jeremy with 5 points right now, and our go-to girl, Juscallme, at 4 points. I'm rooting for you, Juscallme. I am rooting for you, girl. Double points. That's why I believe in her. Sorry, Jeremy. I just see my girl struggling over there. Anyway.
Sam for president!
Here we go, squad. So, Burna Boy. Is he from A, the United States, B, the United Kingdom, C, Nigeria, or D, South Africa? Okay, so let's see what you guys got in 3, 2, 1. And for double points, it is going to go to Juscallme Joelle Reid. Yes, you are correct. C, Nigeria. Great.
Congratulations.
So here we go, a little bit more on Burna Boy. He first rose to prominence in 2018 after releasing Like to Party, the lead single for his debut studio album, Life, in 2013. In 2017, Burna Boy signed with Bad Habit / Atlantic Records in the United States and Warner Music Group internationally. His third studio album outside marked his major label debut. In 2019, he won Best International Act at the 2019 BET Awards and was announced as an Apple Music Up Next artist. Okay, squad, that was awesome. Joelle won this round up 6, Jeremy 5, so close. I hope you all had fun and learned about some new music as well. It's important to open our eyes and our ears and minds to new artists and music from around the world. It goes to show we can all learn so much about each other through music and art.
So Juscallme with a huge comeback. It is now Squad 5, Crew 5, 1 tie. We're all even. Mr. Rhymes let us down here on the crew. It is now even. We need to do another game. We need to break this tie. Is it going to be crew? Is it going to be squad? Well, first we got to find a squaddy who wants to do it. So if you are a squaddy who wants to go crew versus squad, DM us on any of our social media platforms and Pizza or Mr. Rhymes or somebody or Julie will reach out to you and set it up. We just need you to DM us. All right.
Yep.
50 seconds, 9 questions. All right, let's do it.
Can I apply for a work permit with a pending I-130?
No.
Is F2B moving faster than F1?
Not really.
Where do I send the request to change F1 to F2B?
It depends where your application is.
What is processing time for AOS under VAWA?
Over 2 years.
Pending VAWA on an I-131, can I travel to my home country?
Yes.
Does an I-130 ever expire?
It does not, but it could be denied at the National Visa Center for lack of prosecution.
After welcome letter, how long before I-130 interview date?
Hopefully months.
Can a green card holder file for an adult daughter as a student?
As a student, yeah.
Can a green card holder file for
Can a green card holder file for an adult daughter as a student? I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. And a green card holder file for an adult
There's no
daughter
that you file for your daughter as a permanent resident. Your daughter can file for a student visa, but a green card holder doesn't do anything for daughter for student.
Well, can a green card holder file for his 7-year-old son?
What was the last question?
Can a green card holder file for his 7-year-old son?
Yes. And then there was one other question. Does an I-130 get denied? I mean, if you want literally an I-130 never gets denied because the USCIS has to expire. It doesn't expire because USCIS has to terminate it. They never do. But if you don't process it at the National Visa Center, they basically end the case. They say, we're closing out the case. You have 1 year to reopen it. Then you don't reopen it. Then they get sent back to USCIS. And then you got to send it back to the National Visa Center. So the application at the National Visa Center could expire, but the actual I-130 does not. Comments of the day, guys. Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Anthony Modubu saying, you guys are simply awesome. You never know how much hope you give us in our quest for the American dream.
Aw, thank you very much.
Okay. MacDermott Shirley saying, Brad, you are the best. You answer every question so easy. These persons should just hire you. They have so many questions and issues. Agreed.
I agree too. Hashtag true.
Yes, hashtag facts.
Yes.
All right, third comment of the day comes from Gowie Maxine saying, it cannot be repeated enough that Uncle Brad is the best immigration lawyer. He and his team does an awesome job serving the immigration community. Bottom line, Uncle Brad is the immigration president, hands down.
Yes.
That office we can confidently run for.
Yes.
And our last comment of the day. Asgar Cam saying, Brad, Vanessa, Yo-Yo, you all are heroes of immigration who are spreading hope and happiness 5 days a week. God bless you all. Keep the great work going.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Another great Hump Day Wednesday in the can, so to speak. We'll see you all tomorrow for Span in the World. Take care. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?